Hello, everybody. My name is Barry Johnson. I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of Studio Talk. Today, we're going to be talking about Acustica plugins. Let's get to it. All right. So, since I started this channel about 9 months ago, I've gotten a lot of comments over those months requesting that I take a look and demonstrate Acustica Audio's plugins, and then provided these plugins for me to take a look at. And so today we're going to do that and kind of do some comparison. Today I've pulled up their Nickel plugin, which is this particular version of it. There's the way they name their plugins is really strange and really weird. It's very hard to try to match it up apples to apples with most of their plugins, and I think they do that intentionally. But regardless, this is their version of 1176. I've also brought up Universal Audio's 1176 as well, which is part of their Spark native plugin bundle. Now, I've done this in Studio One. Now, for the record, this is literally the first maybe fourth or fifth time I've ever even gone into Studio One. And I chose that because it's Apple Silicon M1 native, and so that's important, whereas I'm normally a Pro Tools user, and it works under Rosetta, but it's not native, so I'm not going to get the same type of performance as I would out of a native application, because Acustica Audio's plugins are M1 native Apple Silicon, according to their website, if I understood it correctly. All right, so again, today you can see on the screen over here, I've got the Nickel Acustica Audio 1176 as well as the Universal Audio one. Now, this particular session is a particular song. I just downloaded the tracks off the internet, so I don't have to worry about any copyright stuff or anything like that. And it was easy for me just to get out there and get it done. Now, this song is not mixed in any way, shape, or form. I've got a little EQ across it. Other than that, I basically got the Nickel 1176 as well as the Universal Audio 1176 across several tracks in here. Now, I've picked 3 individual tracks in here to demonstrate individually, and then we'll hear them in and out of the mix as it's going. Not the mix, because again, it's not a mix, the song. And so I've got there's a stereo drum track that's on here. There's also a bass DI as well as the lead vocal. So I've got these 2 plugins across each one of those independently. And so we're going to start with the drums. As you can see here, I've got it soloed, and we're going to turn the Nickel one off. So we're going to start with the Nickel one here. As you can see, the controls are basically the same. Your input and your output the same as down here. And then, of course, your attack and release, which I believe are the opposite of the way Universal Audios work. But as long as you understand, that's fine. Your ratio down here. You don't have the controls for input and output because you've got your input and output meters up here as well as your gain reduction. Now, this one does offer some harmonics that it adds to it. I don't have it engaged, as well as this SOA. I'm not quite sure what that does. And then we get into this S mod, which does do some cool things to the sound, and I'll demonstrate that at some point. But for comparison, for apples to apples for right now, we try to get these things set the same as each other, or as close as I could get with my ears. Okay, so let's start out by listening to the drum part here. I'll just take a loop it here. And so let's start with drums. Okay, so one thing I hear right out of the gate is the top end on this Nickel compressor. It's very revealing. It's kind of weird how the Universal Audio really is shaping some of that high end, especially here at the high end, it's shaping it off. And I've gone back and forth and adjusted the attack and release to try to get those to match up. And I cannot get the Universal Audio to do what the Nickel does, but I can get the Nickel to do what the Universal Audio does. So that's kind of interesting. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying it's different depending on what you're looking for and in the mix. Now I'm going to engage these as as the song is playing and you hear them coming in and out. Okay, here we go.
Sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face, 'cause the way that things been going, things may never change. Grace, I just love the way staying being lazy all week long. I never thought things could get better, waiting on forever in your arms. Know you got a funny way of showing all the ways you cope with being free.
Okay, if you notice there, I mean that high end difference is really it's very distinctive. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure which one I like better. I mean, I think the Universal Audio one is giving a smoothness, almost a roundness to it, whereas the nickel is giving a clarity. And so I think that's very subjective. Let's listen to that just a little bit more, okay?
I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face, 'cause the way that things been going, things may never change. Grace, I just love the way staying being lazy all week long.
Okay, so that's an example on the drums. You can come to your own conclusions based upon that, whether you liked one better or the other. The nickel does give the illusion that it's actually slightly louder, but it's not. I've double checked it across various ways, and it's not. I think it's just when it's opening up that high end, that is giving a perception of louder, but it's actually not. Okay, so let's get rid of these and let's go over to the bass and let's see what we're going to get there. So we'll start here and then we'll pull this one up and then this one. So we've got both those up here. And so the settings are the same. So let's kind of audition the bass. We'll come in and out. Here we go. Okay, so here's what I'm hearing in there. I'm hearing that same distinction on the bass between both units. I'm hearing a lot more clarity, a lot more pick attack and everything coming out of the nickel comp that I'm not hearing out of the Universal Audio version of it. But for bass, I happen to like the Universal Audio better for sure for me. It's without a doubt better. It also smoothing out and almost rounding out that bottom end, which for bass was what you want. So I found that very interesting. Let's take that in and out in the mix and let's see what the impact has on that. All right, let's go up to here.
I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face, 'cause the way that things been going, things may never change. Grace.
Yeah, I'm going to play that part again. I'm going to try to go back and forth between the nickel and the Universal Audio one. I notice how that low end on that bass is really different when you go to the Universal Audio compared to the nickel. Let's check that out again. We're going to start this one with the nickel engaged, and then I'll take it out. And if you notice when I'm clicking this in and out, there is a slight click. From what I understand, these things are resource hogs. of which I'll try and show a little bit later on. Maybe that's a different video, just how you know, how much CPU you need to be able to do these plugins. But we'll touch base on that in a minute. But for right now, we're going to start engaged with the nickel on the bass. Here we go.
I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face, 'cause the way that things been going, things may never change.
Let's actually, again, I'm still learning how to do this, so I'm still not quite sure how here we go. I'm trying to figure out a range here, and it wasn't working very well for me. Here we go again.
Dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face, 'cause the way that things been going, things may never change. Grace, I just love the way staying being lazy all week long.
Yeah, to me, I mean, the universal audio is fuller on the bottom end, which are what I like for bass. So in this one, if I had to choose between these two, I would go with the universal audio one. Now that's for this particular song. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind. If it was a different kind of vibe, I may choose somewhat differently. But I definitely like the nickel better on the drums. Let's go check it out on the vocals and see what we've got there. So here we are over here. Let's bring that one up there. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that's the EQ I've got on it. Let that off. Here we go. There we go. 6. Let's go. This is without. And I'm going without, then I'll kick in the nickel, and then I'll kick in the universal audio. Here we go.
Sunshine, I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face. I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face. I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face. I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face. I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face. I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face. I hope you're dancing in the sunshine.
Yeah, on this one, on the vocals, I prefer the nickel. I like the way it gives that Christmas to the top end, really makes that vocal stand out. Now, what I heard in the universal audio is there's an upper mid-range boost that's very pleasing, and it seems to be right in that right frequency for this particular vocal. So I like that as well. There is no compression or anything like that on the backing vocals. It's just on the lead vocal, and so that's where we're at. Okay, so now you got a chance to kind of compare this and judge for yourself. I think these plugins, it sounds very good to me. I happen to like it a lot. I definitely see where you could interchange it between other 1176 style compressors, depending on what you're trying to go for. But overall, I think this is a really good plugin. It sounds really great. You know, there's obviously some more features in there for seconds. So before we do that, let's go back to one of these tracks, and let's really kind of play around with the effect that that these other mods, I guess, or additions to it have on it, okay? So let's cut over and do that. Well, the harmonics doesn't appear to really do very much. Not sure what it does. Don't ask me, I have no idea. I think that's for, probably if it's too hot, you can bring it down if you got too hot of a signal maybe. that's a nice mod. It's even opening up more on the top end. You hear that? Yeah, that's opening up nice on the. Now let's check out the high pass filter. That doesn't seem to be impacting much. So that's what this is doing on drums. Let's go check it out and see what it's doing over here on bass. So let's pull that back up. Nope, not that one. Don't need that one. Let's go back over here. Let's turn that off and let's get that. Oh, nope, this one right here. Here we go. All right. Now we've got the bass going on here. Let's turn it on. Again, the harmonic doesn't seem to be doing anything. Let's try this. Yeah, that sounds like it's just a gain reduction. Let's try this S mod. Yeah, that's opening up the high end even more on this, which is pretty cool. The high pass filter doesn't seem to be doing much over here. So anyway, that gives a feel for what they do. The only one, that SH mod, I think really adds some cool stuff to it, but you'll have to evaluate that on your own. All right. So, all right. So there we go. That's the plugin. That's his first plugin. I'll be doing some more on some of their other plugins and get a feel for them over time. I plan to do a series of videos regarding specifically plugins where I do 1 or 2 videos a week on plugins plus my other regular content. At least that's the plan at this point right now. Hey, I got merchandise now, okay? I got my nice little Studio Talk shirt. Got mugs, I got glasses, I got everything. I got a beer Pilsner glass. I got the whole 9 yards. All right, there's a link down in the description below if you'd like to go check it out and support the channel. I really appreciate it, okay? I work hard. I made this myself. I think I did a pretty good job, okay? So anyway, I hope you like the things I talk about on this channel. If you do me a favor, hit that like button and then that subscribe button and then go over to that notification bell. Really helps me grow this channel and I really appreciate it. Do me a favor, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think about the sound of this particular plugin, especially compared to the universal audio. And let's chat about that, all right? But until next time, I hope every one of you have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.